Good morning and welcome to the MyTarot morning reflection, our daily inventory and check-in with the universe kind of thing. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize the shirt. Well, I guess that's what we're going to be staring at here for a while. Good morning, Jenny. My gosh, look at outside. That looks amazing. I love the spring. I try and stay positive year round, but summer, spring, all that green, oh my gosh, makes me so happy. And now we are officially in the middle of May. And it is nice outside. I hope everybody, has some nice weather today. I've been sitting here for the past few minutes enjoying. So we got, if you're familiar with the mocha pot, so I had not really been familiar with it, but it is a way to make, it's kind of like stovetop espresso. Oh my gosh, it is so good. It makes a really strong cup of coffee. I mean, literally, I have to, a cafe au lait, I do like half coffee, half sugar. I mean, yeah, that too. No, half coffee, half milk. But it really is good. Good morning, Maureen. How are you? So what are we doing today then? We're doing that morning meditation, that chance to check in with the universe, that chance to listen to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean and take a breath and find the positive that's always out there that sometimes it's hard to see. So, I'm checking in with my feet. I don't know what you're doing, but my feet are perfectly flat on the floor right now. Oh, and then I'm rolling my ankles. Gosh, that feels good. Then I'm having my butt do the kitty dance to get nice and comfortable. Checking in with the shoulder meters. And then the neck. Getting myself in that particular mode that says, oh yeah. Trying to tune myself to the things around us. So that we can kind of like ask the high priestess that the Le Papis. It's funny, I was looking at a clip from some kind of a Hammer TV show from the 80s. And they were using the Visconti tarot, but it's just so funny to see how that they were doing it. And now I forgot where I was going with that because of this light switch that I have. Where was I going to go with that? I don't know. Other than the fact it was always funny to see the Tower of Destruction pop up. But today we're checking in with the universe. Seeing if there's any angers or resentments or anything that we need to know. So that maybe if we look at it in meditation, when we take a moment to ourselves, then maybe we can be prepared if something pops up during the day and we don't react to it. And I just remembered where I was going with that whole thing about the 1980s thing. So I mentioned the High Priestess. I mentioned Le Papis. And in this TV show from the 80s, they mentioned Juno. And it's funny because, I think it was an American TV show, but Juno is what they did in the 1800s, so the church wouldn't be upset by saying a pope. So I thought that was interesting. So I have decks that actually have, instead of the High Priestess, we have Juno and Jupiter. So, with that, as I'm done rambling on. So, this is the part where I like to say that this is like the universe holds up a mirror and asks us, what do we see? We take that breath, we can use the tarot as that reflection. So, what am I going to do here then? I'm going to make our 3 stacks. Each one a different thread going out to the universe. It's like each one's a different thought or idea. And We believe in a multiverse. It's like each one of these is a different path because this stack will lead down one path. This conversation's a totally different path than this one. And today let's take, since it's Friday, let's just touch at the heart. Let's go right with the center one here. See what's right at the heart. So I'm going to do hour, 3, and 1. What I'll do is I'll flip them over one at a time, like we're reading the pages of a book. And our first card this morning. So, people ask about reversals and things like that. And I don't feel the need with several of my decks. Like, this is a deck that I don't do reversals because no card is all good or all bad. So I feel like with the tarot, on some decks, that, you know, the reflection of the positive and the negative is how we perceive it. We see this card enough times on TV and stuff like that where we have a total perception of it. The 10 of Swords. And so 10s, well, 10 is a 1 and a 0, right? And swords are the element of air, and there are thoughts, our ideas, and sometimes our anxiety. And as many people here know, I call this card the I'm okay card. Because look at this guy. See his hand right there? He's got his little symbol there saying, I'm okay. You know, nobody's day is so bad that it's like you have a sword sticking out of our ear. So when we get the 10 of Swords, we've collected a lot of swords. We start out with one sword, and it's like an idea. And 2 swords, we're making choices. But each one of these is our ideas, our thoughts, and our anxieties. And as we collect the swords, as we spend the week, you know, maybe things are just starting to get to us. Maybe things are just getting to us in the morning. Maybe this is in the last hour. For whatever reason, this is how we feel. So the thing about the 10 of Swords, though, is that this is one of those cards where it's when we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. It's one of those cards that says, oh, let's recognize how I'm feeling. So today it's just one of those things where we're saying, let's recognize any anxieties that we might have, things that we might not want to look at. Because being a 1 and a 0, that 10 means that we're done with this cycle when we're done with it. When we're ready to be done with it, we're ready. And we can move to the Ace of Swords again. We can let go. We can turn this card upside down and all those swords come out. So let's see what the next card is. And a lot of times where we don't talk to other people about how we feel. Look at what happens when we talk to somebody about how we feel. Look, they even have a caduceus here. You know, that medical symbol that we see. You know, and we have a lion, which means it gives us strength. We're imparting strength to each other. Sometimes it's as simple as saying to somebody, have you ever felt like you just had a sword sticking out of your head? And then you get the conversation going. And then you're sharing with another person. And the thing is that I know for me personally, when I feel my most anxious, if I talk to somebody who is just or even more anxious, then it takes a lot of that weight off my shoulders. I used to cry because I didn't have shoes until I saw a man who cried because they didn't have feet. And that's what happens when we share a cup with somebody else. It's a chance to reflect on ourselves and then see ourselves reflected in the mirror of other people. But it's about just not doing it alone when possible. So let's see what the next card is. So again, we see this dramatic 10 of Swords. But it's just a positive reminder that we are just normal people. And, sometimes we get in that mode where we think there's nothing so bad that it can't get worse. And so we wait until we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that's when we finally seek some kind of a mental refuge. It's not easy to do. I mean, who do we talk to? Sometimes there's just nobody that we can even talk to. And that's why this is also a mirror. Sometimes we just need to put a mirror here. Look at that. And when we look in the mirror, we try and find that positive. And again, sometimes we have people we can celebrate this with. Other times, this is where we can feel this way, because threes are about growth. And cups are our spirituality, our emotions, and our feelings. So today it's about, and again, since these are minors are just day-to-day cards. We all have, it's like, I got to pay a bill today. Oh no, I feel like the Ten of Swords. The majors are the destiny cards. The minors lead up to the destiny cards, and how we handle our day-to-day is how we handle the big things. It kind of reminds me of when I was in the military, why they took basic training, why they took things so serious about if you fell asleep while on guard duty, or if you were messing around, not taking things serious. Because they said what you do today is what you're going to do tomorrow. And so this is one of those things here that's how we lead up to the destiny cards. What we do today leads up to tomorrow. So we have the weekend coming up. It's hard sometimes to find something to celebrate, but that's what this is kind of asking, is just find the positive reason to pull that sword out of our ear. Let's see what the advice card is. So, I know that for me, when I'm irritated, oh man, and can you imagine, right now we're in the middle of planning a trip to Paris. Yeah, let's discuss just what we're going to do on day 3. And so, as exciting as our trip to Paris is, sometimes this is how we look when we're having a discussion. And with the wands are the element of fire. Wands are our passion, our creativity, our energy, our movement. And so, when we have our passions, when we have things that we feel strongly about, well, sometimes this is how we present it, especially if we have not girded our loins. So when we are in the Ten of Swords, we're just daring somebody to say something to us. We are just, waiting for somebody to pull out in front of us in traffic. We are waiting for somebody to cut in line at the grocery store, just so that we can find a way to let loose. So today the advice card is to recognize that slow buildup we have to the 5 of Wands. That slow build, because 5s are always a challenge. 5s are halfway to what? To the 10. So today, it's about looking in that mirror, reflecting on how we are, and then allowing ourselves enough compassion to look for the positive, and whether it's with somebody else or not, to celebrate that positive and just work on not letting our action, our movement, our fire, our energy, our passions erupt and take over a situation. So today, it's just about recognizing our anxieties before they get the better of us. And with that, thank you all so very, very much. I hope you have an amazing day today. I hope your weekend is fantastic. And I will see everybody again on Monday. Take care.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. Mysteries we have found. In the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light. Readers and seekers in the night. Hopes and fears written in gold. Truth appears as stories unfold. Flip the cards, turn around. Mysteries we have found. In the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light. Readers and seekers in the night. Hopes and fears written in gold. Truth appears as stories unfold. Flip the cards, turn around. The story